welcome to our deep dive today into the heart of Thai cuisine. We're going way beyond.
Way beyond.
You know, the tourist fare, the familiar favorites you see everywhere, and really trying to discover how to eat like a local in Thailand.
I think that's a great goal.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Me too, because these sources don't just tell us, what to eat.
Right.
They reveal a whole philosophy behind it, a way of thinking about how flavors and textures work together to make a really satisfying meal.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a secret code we're going to unlock to enjoy it even more.
Exactly.
So we all know pad thai,
Yes.
fried rice, green curry.
Those are the classics.
Delicious.
But think of them as the gateway drug.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're just a tiny taste of what's out there.
Gotcha.
Regional specialties, ingredient combos you would never imagine.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole universe of Thai food waiting to be explored.
Getting hungry already.
They do.
But before we get lost in that sea of exotic dishes,
Yes.
one source points out something that's super fundamental, and that is rice.
Ah, yes. Rice.
Rice is the bedrock of Thai cuisine.
Yeah.
Almost every meal revolves around it.
Okay.
In fact, you could almost say that other dishes are just things to go with rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
Yeah,
And even with rice, there's variety, right?
of course.
We've got that fragrant jasmine rice.
Beautiful.
But then there's the sticky rice.
Oh, yeah.
I've always been so curious about sticky rice.
Sticky rice, it's great.
Yeah.
They each have their own personality and their own role to play.
No.
Jasmine rice with that beautiful floral aroma and fluffy texture
Yes.
is perfect for soaking up sauces.
Yeah.
But sticky rice, on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's denser, chewier, and often eaten by hand,
What?
which adds a whole other dimension to the experience.
Eating with your hands.
Yes.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, it's not just about the tactile sensation. You know, it's deeply ingrained in Thai culture.
It's a way of connecting with the food on a much more intimate level.
Right.
You're using your fingers to shape the rice, to scoop up the curries and dips.
Yeah.
So it becomes much more engaging
Wow.
and sensory.
Yeah. I can see how that would really change the whole meal.
It really does.
But getting back to the bigger picture here,
Yes.
one source talks about this idea of wet, dry, fresh, and spicy.
Yes.
It sounds like a mantra almost.
It is a mantra.
Yeah, for building a balanced Thai meal.
It perfectly encapsulates the Thai philosophy of balance we were talking about before.
Break it down for me.
Okay, so wet
Wet.
refers to those saucy or brothy dishes.
Okay.
Your soups and curries that add moisture and richness.
Gotcha.
Dry dishes, on the other hand, are those served on plates.
Okay.
So your stir fries,
Wow.
grilled meats, things like that.
Okay.
Then you have fresh, which is all about palate cleansers.
Okay.
Salads with zesty lime juice, fragrant herbs, fresh vegetables, things that cut through the richness and spice.
Gotcha.
And finally, there's spicy,
Spicy.
which needs no explanation, I suppose.
I think we got that one. So it's
Yeah.
not just about picking random dishes you like.
No.
It's about strategically selecting them to hit all these notes.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
It's about creating this symphony of flavors and textures
Yeah.
where each element complements and enhances the others.
This is blowing my mind.
I know, it's exciting.
Now I'm curious about the wet element.
Okay.
I tend to gravitate towards like a rich curry.
Delicious.
But the source mentions contrasting a heavy coconut milk-based curry with a lighter broth-based soup like tom yum.
Yeah.
Do you always need that contrast?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it gets to the heart of this balancing act.
Yeah.
While contrasting flavors and textures is a key principle, there's also room for personal preference and creativity. Maybe you're in the mood for 2 rich, creamy dishes. That's fine. Or perhaps you want to pair a rich curry with a spicy, aromatic salad for a different kind of contrast. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, which is part of the fun.
So it's about finding your own balance.
Exactly.
Within this broader framework.
Exactly.
And when it comes to dry dishes,
Yes.
the sources emphasize variety here as well.
Absolutely.
Don't just order all chicken stir fries.
Please don't.
Right.
Branch out. Try some pork, beef, seafood, or fish.
Okay.
Each protein brings its own unique texture and flavor to the table.
It's all starting to make sense now.
Good.
Okay, let's talk about actually experiencing this firsthand.
Yes.
Our sources really dive into the world of Thai street food.
I love street food.
It's obviously more than just grabbing a bite.
Oh, yeah.
It's an integral part of the culture.
Absolutely. It's the lifeblood of Thai cuisine.
Wow.
Imagine vibrant streets lined with food stalls, each one a mini kitchen pumping out these incredible aromas and flavors.
Yeah.
You order directly from the cook, you find a spot to perch.
And savor your meal surrounded by the energy and the buzz of local life.
It sounds amazing.
It is.
But I have to admit, I'm always a little intimidated by street food.
Really?
Yeah, what if I don't know what to order? Or what if it's too spicy?
Okay, those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
But don't let them hold you back.
Okay.
First of all, most vendors are incredibly friendly and helpful.
Okay.
They're used to tourists and are happy to guide you through the menu.
All right.
And as for the spice level,
Yeah.
you can always ask for may pet, which means not spicy.
Okay, good to know.
Or if you're feeling adventurous,
Yeah.
you can try a little bit of everything and adjust as you go.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Good.
Now, one thing I've always wondered about are those little condiment sets
Yeah.
you see on tables at street stalls?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What's the deal with those?
Those are your flavor weapons.
Okay.
Think of them as a mini pantry at your fingertips,
Oh.
allowing you to customize your dish to your liking.
They usually include sugar chilies, fish sauce, and vinegar.
Gotcha.
And you can add a pinch of this or a dash of that
Yeah.
to fine-tune the flavor profile.
So it's like having a personal chef on standby to adjust the dish exactly how you like it.
Exactly, and it's all part of the fun and interactive nature.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is so fascinating.
I know.
I'm starting to realize how much depth there is to Thai cuisine beyond just the dishes themselves.
Absolutely, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Really?
There's so much more to explore, from regional variations to cooking techniques
Oh, wow.
to the cultural nuances of dining etiquette.
I'm ready to dive deeper.
You too.
But before we do, why don't we take a moment to let everything we've learned so far sink in?
Sounds good.
We'll be back soon to continue our exploration of Thai food.
Can't wait. Welcome back to our exploration of Thai cuisine.
Oh, yeah. So good to be back.
I'm excited to delve a little deeper into some of the nuances
Yeah, me too.
we touched upon earlier.
Before the break, we were talking about that wet, dry, fresh, and spicy concept.
It's a great framework for understanding how to create that balanced Thai meal.
I love that framework. It's so helpful.
It really is.
And I think it's a testament to the thoughtfulness and the intention behind Thai cooking.
Absolutely.
It's not just about throwing ingredients together.
No, it's not.
It's about creating that harmonious blend of flavors and textures.
Yes, very intentional.
So let's talk more about the wet dishes, the curries and soups.
Okay.
One source described the curries as serving this very practical purpose of making sure the meal, and especially the rice, never gets too dry.
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
Think about the consistency of Thai curries, that they're often rich and saucy,
Yeah.
really designed to coat the rice and add that lusciousness to each bite.
Yeah,
But it's not just about pouring the curry over the rice.
right.
You can also savor it alongside that brothy soup like tom yum
Oh, yeah.
to cleanse the palate between bites
That's smart.
and add another layer of flavor complexity.
I love that idea of the contrasting textures and flavors.
Yeah.
within the wet element itself.
Exactly.
So we talked about the rich coconut milk-based curries, which I adore.
Oh, they're so good.
But what about those lighter broth-based soups?
Yes.
What role do they play?
They're like the refreshing counterpoint to the richness of the curries.
Okay.
Think about classic tom yum soup,
Yeah.
tart, spicy, and aromatic,
Uh-huh.
with that vibrant broth that awakens the taste buds.
Oh, yeah.
Having a lighter soup like that alongside a rich curry
Uh-huh.
creates a beautiful balance and
Yeah.
prevents your palate from becoming overwhelmed by one flavor profile.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Good.
Now let's move on to the dry dishes,
Okay.
which seem to encompass such a huge variety of options.
It is a broad category.
It can be a little overwhelming to know where to start.
You're right, but that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah?
This is where you find the heart and soul of Thai home-style cooking.
Okay.
Think stir-fries bursting with fresh herbs and chilies, grilled meats marinated in fragrant spices,
Huh?
delicate steamed fish
Okay.
infused with aromatic ginger and lemongrass.
Oh, wow.
The possibilities are really endless.
So within those dry dishes, how do you ensure balance and variety?
Right.
One source mentioned pairing like a meat-centric stir-fry
Yeah,
with a more vegetable-based one.
that's a fantastic tip.
Okay.
It's all about creating that yin and yang on your plate.
I like that.
So, for instance, imagine a flavorful Gai Pad King, which is a ginger chicken stir-fry.
Okay.
alongside a simple but satisfying fake bún phê dung,
Great is that.
which is stir-fried morning glory
Okay.
with chilies and garlic.
Okay.
So the chicken dish brings that savory richness,
Yeah.
while the morning glory offers a refreshing crunch and a touch of heat. Together, they create a harmonious balance of flavors and textures.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It is.
I'm starting to see how each dish is like a piece of a puzzle,
Yes.
fitting together to create that complete picture. And speaking of variety, another source made a point that really resonated with me.
Okay.
Don't overload on one type of protein.
That's such good advice.
It's easy to get carried away.
I know, and everything looks so tempting.
I know.
But having too much of one protein, whether it's chicken or pork or seafood, can make the meal feel monotonous.
Yeah.
Instead, try to incorporate a mix of proteins throughout your meal.
Okay.
That way you get a more diverse range of flavors and textures.
And let's not forget that fresh element.
Oh yes, fresh.
Those salads, herbs, and relishes
My favorite.
that bring such a vibrancy to the table.
Oh, yes. This is where Thai cuisine really shines.
Okay.
Think about the explosion of flavors in a som tam,
Somtam.
which is a green papaya salad.
Oh, yeah.
The tartness of the lime juice, the sweetness of the palm sugar,
Mhm.
the funkiness of fish sauce, the fiery kick of the chilies,
There's a lot going on.
all mingling together
Yeah.
in a symphony of deliciousness.
Or the refreshing coolness of a yang kai dao,
Yam kai dao,
which is,
a fried egg salad.
oh, wow, with the creamy yolk contrasting with the crunchy vegetables
That's right.
and a tangy dressing.
I love how you describe it. It's like a party in your mouth.
It is.
It really is.
And the sources also talk about nam prik.
Nom prick.
These Thai relishes or dips
Yes.
that are served with an assortment of raw or steamed vegetables.
It's a classic.
They seem like a great way to add even more freshness and textural contrast to the meal.
Absolutely. Nam prick is a true gem of Thai cuisine.
Okay.
These relishes are often made with chilies, fermented shrimp paste, garlic herbs.
Oh, wow.
They pack a punch of flavor.
And the accompanying vegetables can range from cucumbers and long beans to boiled eggs and crunchy cabbage.
Yeah, all sorts of things,
Right.
providing that refreshing counterpoint to the intensity of the dip.
It's amazing how much variety and creativity there is within each element of this wet, dry, fresh, spicy
It's amazing.
framework.
That's the beauty of Thai cuisine. It's full of surprises. I think it's important to remember that this framework is not meant to be rigid.
Okay.
It's more of a guideline, a way of thinking about how to create a balanced and harmonious meal.
Finding your rhythm and preferences
Exactly.
within this beautiful symphony of flavors and textures.
I like that.
Speaking of finding your rhythm, let's talk about spicy.
Okay, spicy.
There seems to be a misconception that all Thai food is fiery hot.
That is one of the biggest myths about Thai cuisine.
Really?
It really is.
Okay.
While chilies do play an important role,
Yeah.
they're not meant to overpower the other flavors.
Interesting.
In fact, spiciness in Thai cuisine is often used as a way to enhance and elevate the other taste sensations.
So it's not just about the heat, it's about using spiciness strategically.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
When you eat something spicy, it activates your taste buds and makes you more sensitive to other flavors.
Interesting.
So a touch of chili can actually help you appreciate the sweetness of coconut milk, the saltiness of the fish sauce, the sourness of the lime juice,
Wow.
even more.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it?
And one source mentioned that the spicy element isn't just about the level of heat.
Right.
It's also about the type of chili used.
That's another important nuance.
Okay.
Different chilies bring different flavor profiles to the table.
Okay.
For example, fresh red chilies have a bright, fruity heat,
Uh-huh.
while green chilies tend to be more grassy and herbaceous.
Interesting.
And then you have dried chilies,
Huh.
which can range from smoky and earthy to intensely spicy.
Wow. So it's really about
Each variety adds its own unique dimension to a dish.
choosing the right chili to complement the other flavors.
Precisely, and it's also about personal preference.
Of course.
Some people love the intense heat of bird's eye chilies,
Yeah.
while others prefer a milder, more nuanced spiciness.
Right.
The key is to experiment and find what you enjoy.
Okay. This is all starting to come together.
Good.
But I have to admit, I'm still a bit intimidated by the prospect of navigating Thai menus. And ordering like a local.
I understand.
What are some tips for someone who's new to Thai cuisine?
That's a great question, and it's one that comes up a lot.
I bet.
First of all, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Okay.
Most restaurants, especially those catering to tourists, have English menus
Right.
and staff who are happy to explain the dishes.
Okay.
But if you really want to dive in and experience the authentic side of Thai dining, I encourage you to venture beyond the tourist traps.
That sounds exciting. But how do you even find those hidden gems?
That's where the adventure begins.
I like it.
One of the best ways is to tap into local knowledge.
Okay.
Ask your hotel staff. Chat with friendly locals.
Okay.
Strike up conversations with fellow travelers who seem to have a knack for discovering those off-the-beaten-path eateries.
I love that.
And don't be afraid to explore different neighborhoods and regions.
Oh, yeah?
Each area of Thailand has its own unique culinary traditions and specialties.
Wow.
Just waiting to be discovered.
I love that idea of treating it like a culinary treasure hunt.
It is a treasure hunt.
But once you've found those local spots, how do you approach ordering?
Well, first of all, don't be shy about pointing at dishes that look appealing.
Okay.
Many local eateries display their dishes in glass cases or on trays.
Yeah.
So you can get a visual sense of what's on offer.
That's helpful.
And if you're feeling adventurous, you can always ask, "Ne arai," which means, "What is this?"
Okay, I like that.
Most Thais are incredibly proud of their cuisine and are happy to share their knowledge with curious eaters.
So it's all about embracing that spirit of curiosity and adventure.
Exactly.
And even if you don't speak Thai fluently, there are a few key phrases that can go a long way.
There are.
For example, you can say, "Kor tor nang song ti dai mai," which means table for two, please.
Exactly.
Or a, and then the dish name, and then krub or ka.
Perfect.
Which means I'd like to order this.
Yeah.
And if you're not a fan of spice, remember, mai sa prik kai bai.
Very important.
No spicy, please.
Exactly.
Those are some great phrases to keep in mind.
They are.
And I imagine just making an effort to communicate in Thai,
Yes.
even if it's just a few words, shows respect and appreciation for the culture.
Absolutely. It's a small gesture that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how welcoming and helpful people are when you show a genuine interest in their food and culture.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening.
Good.
I'm already feeling more confident
That's great.
about navigating the world of Thai cuisine.
Excellent.
And I can't wait to put all of this knowledge into practice on my next trip to Thailand.
I'm so excited for you.
Me too.
That's fantastic.
Okay, before we get too carried away with our culinary daydreams, let's take a moment to let all of this information sink in.
Sounds good.
When we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts and takeaways.
Can't wait.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Thai cuisine.
It's amazing how much we've uncovered about eating like a local.
About the art of it, really.
It really is an art. It goes to show that, food is so much more than just sustenance.
Right.
It's a window into a culture's values, history, and way of life.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes exploring different cuisines so fascinating.
I agree.
It's like embarking on a cultural adventure.
I love that analogy.
Through your taste buds.
And Thai cuisine, with its emphasis on fresh ingredients and bold flavors, is certainly a journey worth taking.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Yes.
let's distill some key takeaways
Okay.
for our listeners who are eager to experience authentic Thai food for themselves.
All right.
Top tips, what do you got?
First and foremost, embrace the wet, dry, fresh, and spicy mantra.
Yes, love it.
Remember, a well-balanced Thai meal incorporates all of these elements, creates a symphony of flavors and textures.
Santa's on your palate.
It really does.
It's such a great reminder because it's not just about ordering what sounds good. You have to understand how these dishes work together.
Exactly.
To create that harmonious whole.
It's about the big picture.
I think another important takeaway is to venture beyond those tourist traps.
Absolutely.
And seek out those hidden gems where you can really experience the food as the locals do.
100%. Don't be afraid to get lost in the back streets.
Yes.
Get lost. Strike up conversations with locals.
Yeah.
Follow your nose to those tantalizing aromas wafting from street food stalls and local eateries.
And remember those condiment sets we talked about?
Oh, yes.
Don't be shy about experimenting with them.
Exactly. They're your secret weapon for customizing your meal.
I love that.
It's all part of the interactive and playful nature of Thai dining.
You know, one thing that's really struck me throughout this whole deep dive is the importance of approaching Thai cuisine.
Yes.
With an open mind and a sense of adventure.
Couldn't agree more. Be willing to try new things. Step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Embrace the unexpected. That's where the real magic happens.
And I think that's a beautiful sentiment to end on.
I agree.
Embrace the adventure, Be open to new experiences.
Yes.
And savor every bite.
And remember, the journey of discovering Thai food is just as rewarding as the destination itself.
So true.
So go forth, explore, and enjoy the ride.
Until next time, keep diving deep.